back to an upper body day. So I've been talking recently a lot about hitting PRs daily, but one thing I didn't mention is that there is one PR that beats them all, one PR that's more important than all the others. Take a quick guess, and I'll spoil it for you now. The most important PR, at least in my opinion, is your continuation PR. In my case, how many days in a row have I been training? How many days in a row have I been running? That's my continuation PR. That's my consistency PR. And in your case, it might be how many weeks in a row have I gone to the gym twice a week? How many weeks in a row have I done calisthenics 3 times a week? How many weeks have I not skipped leg day? Those are all PRs, and they are about consistency. And I think it's the most important PR because, well, if you don't continue doing your training, then you don't have the opportunity to, best all your other PRs, to improve upon all your other PRs. So everything comes from just being consistent, And it's also important for your confidence. I mean, if you try something like training and it's kind of hard for you at first, like for me it was running, just setting like a small goal of, hey, I'm gonna do this for at least 1 month, and then hitting it. After those like 30 days, it's a bit easier to say, well, let's go for 31. Let's do 1 more week. Because you build the confidence that, hey, at least I can do it for 30 days. I can continue. I can do this. And the confidence is what's going to keep you going, If someone says, hey, to get results, like real good results, you need to train for a year, and you got to go hard. Well, most people don't even want to start. But if you tell them, hey, just do something for a month, like something, and continue and focus on continuing, that's easy, right? So they can do it. And the longer you have those consistency PRs, the more confident you'll get. Because along the way, something's gonna come up, right? Something is gonna prevent you from having your normal day schedule and training. And at that point, you have 2 choices. Do I not train, or do I adjust my schedule? And if in those like difficult situations, if you are able to say, hey, I'm gonna train no matter what, it might be difficult at the time itself, but eventually, you'll look back and you say, hey, even though I had, I had a wedding going on and it was late the day before, or it was, even though it was like very busy at work, I got those trainings in. And then when the next time something different comes up, you can reference that. You have the confidence, hey, even though that happened, I still was able to train. I can do it now as well. And also just in your general life, something pops up, but you have the confidence, hey, my training, when something came up, I was still able to do it. I think you can use it in real life as well, the confidence. And, I've been doing it for 195 days now, I guess, the running. Things have come up, but like I was never so confident about running, especially because in the beginning I was like, what the fuck, 30 days? But then once you get going, the days start piling up. You stop counting them because it becomes natural to you to just do it. And then you look back. It's like the mountain I mentioned yesterday. You're on the way, on your mountain, you look back, you look down, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. I climbed quite a lot already. And, seeing like that you climbed a lot, seeing that you made progression is gonna give you confidence as well. You're getting confidence that you can handle difficult situations. You're getting confidence that you can do this training, and it's just all around so beneficial. So what I just want to say is, even if things are a bit more difficult at the moment for you, and you're like, I'm tired today, I was supposed to train, but I really can't do it. Even if you do something, even if your training is smaller, the fact that even though you're tired, you got up, you did some training, is gonna be massively beneficial for your future self. So if you're watching this and you still haven't trained, start fucking training. What the hell? And thank me later. I mean, if you're listening to this, you can't deny it, right? If you don't train now, whoever felt good about it afterwards if they didn't train when they were supposed to? Unless you have like an injury or something, right? No one. Instead, the guys who did it even though they were tired, even though they had something coming up, those are the ones that are like, when things, calm down, they're like, ooh, that was difficult as shit, but I did it. And those are the guys that are gonna improve, gonna continue, and gonna make the ultimate gains. So, yeah, like I said, get up and train. Alright, I am gonna do the same. I'm gonna do some running and then do some training as well today. We get back to the planche and the front lever, but I'll explain more about that when we get back home. Alright, so this is where the magic happens. The painting is finally done, so I can train it in my training room, Timmy's training tent, I'll say. And today's workout is focused on planche and front lever, but I'll start off with some one-arm pull-up. Why? Because, well, I haven't done it in a while, and I feel like I'm getting weaker on the one-arm pull-up, Sometimes I just imagine myself doing the movement, and when I imagine it now, I don't feel very strong. So I'm going to do it again, because once you have a skill, it really doesn't take much to maintain it. It's much harder to get a skill than to just maintain it. So I just have to do this once in a while. So before starting the main part of the workout, I'll do a few sets of these. I think what I'll just do is I'll build up from first just body weight, and then just the rep bits, 6 kilos and 10 kilos if possible. So yeah, just a slightly heavier one-arm pull-up, to get used to the load again, right? So that's it. All right, first set. Yeah, these feel kind of heavy. Although I have to mention, I'm also quite sore from the last workout, the basic workout, because like I said, I'm not used to the volume. So I did a lot of pull-ups, a lot of dips in that workout, and I'm still feeling them in my back as well. That might have something to do with it too. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna do my sets every 4 minutes. So I'll just go up in weights, and then after that, the main workout can start. All right, I feel stronger already with 6 kilos. Alright, 10 kilos is quite difficult, but it's equal to my personal record, so not too bad. Maybe if I can keep doing it like this every now and then, I'll get 2 reps, because I would like to go up to like, 12, 15 kilos of additional weight, because it will give me a strong base for one-handed movement, maybe one arm front lever in the future. Yeah, but anyway, that's it. I'm not gonna thrash myself on these one-arm pull-ups because they're not the goal of today. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to the planche. Alright, so I gotta get used to this again, but what I'm doing now is some weighted straddle planche push-ups and holds, because I've been doing the bands for quite a while, and doing the bands is good for, technique and getting into the full planche position and stuff, but you also need power, The bands, pulls your weight up, so you're not using your full body weight, you're using less actually. And if you keep doing that, then you get the technique, but you don't have enough power. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing some straddle planche. I have some weight attached to myself as well. So you might ask yourself, why don't you just use the full planche without any additional weight? And the truth is, because I'm scared, I'm scared of the full planche still. So yeah, to give myself some ease, I just use the straddle planche with some weight, and then once I get stronger with the band as well, then I'll actually move to full planche. So yeah, still not used to these because it's the first time I've been doing them in a while. But what I'm trying to do is get 5-second hold and then 4 push-ups with another hold. And on the first set I failed, so let's see if I can do better on the second set. Alright, so holding it after the push-ups did not work out today. So what I'm gonna do now is I did 3 sets, right? I failed them all, but that's okay. Next time I'll try again, and for the remaining sets I wanted to do 5 in total. I'll just do the hold and then some more thrashing of the shoulders with lean planche push-ups. If you're a beginner, but also if you've been training for a while, lean planche push-ups can always be used because you can adjust how much you lean forward and determine for yourself how difficult you want to make it. So that's why I really like lean planche push-ups, and I'll do just 2 more sets of those to get a good, nice, juicy shoulder pump. All right, let's go. These lean planche push-ups you can always feel burning in your shoulders. It's insane. Small pause at the bottom, small pause at the top, and you'll be very satisfied with your set. Okay guys, I lied. I'm gonna do one more YOLO set, the 6th one, where I do a full planche with just body weight. Let's see how it goes. Of course, I lose my balance. Okay, so that planche felt lighter than the straddle planche, which is a good thing. However, I was already tired from the lean planche push-up, so wasn't able to do a long hold. But this is a good sign because felt lighter than the straddle planche, felt I think lighter than the band assisted work I've been doing with the weight on my feet. So if I keep going like this, I'm not gonna do full planche as the main, like without any help as the main exercise. But if I just keep doing the training that I'm doing, I think by the end of the year, I'll be able to use like the actual full planche for my training blocks for like every set that I want basically, which is very exciting because I haven't done that in so long. So I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I said I was scared of the full planche, which is true, but at the end of like your exercise, at the end of the main part of your training, you really don't have anything to lose, right? Because you have all these built-in excuses. If if something doesn't go to plan, you're already tired and you're not going to injure yourself because you're warmed up to the max, you know, you've done all your sets and you can just see, hey, how does it go? You have nothing to lose, even if it doesn't go as planned. So, you know, at the end of your workout, if you just want to try something, oh, that's the timer for the next set. If you just want to try something, go for it, you know, because of course, like the main part of your training is important because that's going to get you stronger. But why would you get stronger if you don't use the strength, you know? Use the strength to play around sometimes. You know, in Dragon Ball, they say, you know, eat plenty and study well, rest well, train well. In Japanese, there's actually like a fifth one that says play well as well. So you have to play around with your strength because, you know, you've worked so hard for it. So it doesn't make sense not to play around and use it for fun once in a while, you know. But anyway, the next set should have already been done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strap some weight to my feet again, and then I'm gonna do some front lever. Yeah, like kind of the same style as this one. So I'll do a bit of a hold and then some presses. And this is gonna put heavy load on my back, which I'll be able to use for further strengthening my pull-ups. And also, the more strength you have, the easier it is to build endurance. So I'm pretty strong at the moment, but one day I also want to be strong enough to beat my max front lever hold, which is 42 seconds. So I'm working towards that as well. So yeah, just the usual stuff, you know, focus on getting stronger during the training and then enjoy all kinds of gains as a result of that. Okay, so the fourth set I failed. I only did 2 presses. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start from the presses, not the hold. Go to my max and then drop the weight, do a small hold, some pull-ups maybe, I don't know, and just burn out from there. So yeah, not able to get the volume I wanted, but if you can't get the volume you wanted, you can adjust by just lowering the weight, lowering whatever load you're using, and then going from there. So we'll see how it goes. You know, the pump after front lever is always the best. That's part of the reason I love it so much. So I did 5 sets of front lever. Every time hold, then press. And then in the end, when I started to fail, I just adjusted the weight, removed ankle weights so that it was less difficult of an exercise and I could keep going, get the volume I wanted. My goal is to use a high load, use a lot of weight, get used to volume using that weight, then remove it, and then peak into one set with a lower intensity, because if I go for the hold, I'm not using the weights, I'm going to feel lighter, and I'm going to try to accumulate everything that I put into the weighted holds into that one set so that I can in the end get a longer hold, get stronger, get bigger muscles. So that's my tactic. Probably next time what I'll do for front lever is like within 10 minutes or something, get as much pull-ups or as much presses as possible. Or if I don't do that, just aim for like a total number of reps in one training, and that way get stronger. So that's it for the main part of the training. There is one thing I want to do still, and that is some handstand push-ups. Because as you noticed, the planche, it was low rep. I did some holds and then 4 reps of push-ups basically, which is not a lot. And yeah, it's the same for front lever, but it's different in my opinion. Because in handstand push-ups or in planche push-ups, you kind of use a momentum for a bit, so there's no pressure on your muscles all the time. And for front lever, there's just pressure on your muscle all the time. You can't just alleviate the pressure. And also, like the back is bigger, this and that. So for front lever, I don't feel, or for my back, I don't feel like I need some accessory exercise at the moment. But for planche, I would like to just do some handstand push-ups to get some blood flowing in my shoulders, keep those healthy. And I'm not going to use weight this time because the goal is not to get stronger doing the handstand push-ups. The goal is just to get some blood flowing. So I'll do 1 or 2 sets until I feel a good pump, and then that'll be it for today. Whew. All right. 37, I don't know. So that's it for today's training. I was still feeling a bit sore from the last upper body day where we did the dips and the pull-ups. So I didn't go too hard today. Today was kind of light, kind of chill. But I think it was a good training, I tried the weighted straddle push-ups. After a long while, I did some holds and presses for the front lever. And this kind of training is also something, I didn't do it for a long time, so I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get 5 sets on the front lever. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do the planche push-ups. So I just have to try. So when you don't really have a goal, I feel like your trainings naturally become more chill. And that's not a bad thing always, sometimes you're going to push it, of course, or you're not going to make progress. But every once in a while, if you're starting something new, I would generally say, starting something new, do it with a bit of leeway, don't go too hard from the start. Because 1, you need to be safe. 2, if you have some leeway in the beginning, then you have more room to grow, more room to recover, more room to get stronger. And third of all, it allows you to make a good decision on the goals you have to make from there, because I didn't know going into this what I had to expect. But going out of this workout, I do know, oh, the push-ups, the planche push-ups are kind of hard, with 5 kilos, 4 reps, kind of hard, but not unachievable. The planche press, 5 sets of 5-second hold and 5 presses, more difficult than I expected. I have to get stronger. I have to build more volume using that specific intensity. Those are things I learned today. So even though there weren't any big PRs broken, I still learned and I know what to do in the next training for me to do break PRs. So yeah, I think every once in a while change up your training, analyze how did it go, what are my weak points, and it'll bring you a long way on your journey. So I think after this session, I'll have a good rest, for the next one. The next one I'll be really rested up, no muscle soreness, I hope. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. I'm really excited. But before that, can't forget tomorrow, because we're gonna break our pistol squat PR again. I'm sure of it. Yeah, so I can't wait for that either. All right, I'm gonna get some breakfast in me. I haven't eaten today yet, which is most of the cases when I train. But that does not mean I don't get hungry during the training. So yeah, my stomach is starting to get a bit angry at me. So I'm gonna take a quick shower and eat. All right, see you tomorrow.